Hi, I'm Sam Burns, and I'm going to show you how you can install Engage on a Mac. So I've got a couple Mac machines set up here because I want to show you that there's a couple different ways you can go about doing this. Over here on this MacBook Air, I've gone ahead and installed a program made by Apple called Boot Camp. And Boot Camp lets you install Windows. And once you have that Windows operating system installed on your Mac, you can then install the PowerPoint version that works with Windows, and this is what will allow you to install the Engage add-in. Before I show you what that looks like, I also want to show you on this MacBook Pro, I've installed a program called Parallels. And Parallels works very similar to the way Boot Camp does, but this one runs around $75. But what it lets you do in addition to running Windows is it lets you run in a seamless fashion. So it makes it easier to access your Mac files at the same time as you're accessing your Windows files. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that as well. And I also want to talk to you about another program which does essentially the same thing, but this one is made by Oracle, and it's called VirtualBox. And this one also lets you install Windows on your Mac, but also access both files on both operating systems in a seamless fashion. And that one is free. So depending on your IT group, they might already have a preference for one of these three different products, which will let you install Windows and then the version of PowerPoint that works on Windows, and then the Engage add-in. So let me go ahead and show you what Engage looks like on a Mac. So this is what Windows running on a Mac looks like via Apple Boot Camp. I've got Windows 8 installed here, and I'll just open up this PowerPoint presentation that I built using Engage. So as you can see here, in this version of PowerPoint running on Windows, this is what allows me to install the Engage add-in. So I've got a presentation with lots of infographics and data tables that I built using Engage. And if you're already familiar with Engage, you'll know about a feature called Automate. And what Automate lets you do, it lets you automate your PowerPoint presentations via any Excel spreadsheet. So this one's already linked up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this Excel spreadsheet. Again, this is the Windows version of Excel. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this drop down and select a different quarter because I want to show you what it looks like on Boot Camp, and then I want to show you the same example but using the Parallels system. So let's go back to this PowerPoint presentation, and when I click on Automate Microsoft Excel, I'll select that source file, and in this case it's on the Windows side of things, so it's right on my desktop, and I'm going to click on Reload Values. And what you'll see is all the data in this table update, as well as all the infographics and the title slide as well. Now we're in Q2. So this works really well when all of your data is in Windows, and that you don't really need to access the Mac side for your data. But if you do work with Excel spreadsheets on the Mac side, I'm going to show you what you can do using Parallels or VirtualBox by Oracle. Now I'm going to show you what Windows looks like on a Mac using Parallels. So I'm going to click on this icon, and it's going to open up the Windows desktop. So I've got Windows 8 running here, and it's within this window. I've got my different PowerPoint files and Excel spreadsheets. So I'm going to go ahead and open the same spreadsheet as we had in the other example. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that source file as well. So I've got this Excel spreadsheet. And this is Office 2016 running on Windows 8. So I'm going to select Q3 instead of Q2. I'm going to go ahead and save those changes, and I'm going to close this spreadsheet. And just as in the example we did earlier, I'm going to click on the Engage tab. I'm going to click Automate Microsoft Excel. There's that source file. And when I click on Reload Values, it's going to update all the infographics, all the charts, the title boxes that I created in this presentation using Engage. What I want to do now is show you how Parallels works. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new file on this desktop, and you'll notice as soon as I create a new Excel spreadsheet here on my Windows desktop, it automatically creates it on the Mac desktop as well. And so these are in sync. I can go ahead and delete this file on my Windows desktop, and it'll delete the file on my Mac desktop. And so this is one way you can use Engage on a Mac with Parallels. But there's another setting here that Parallel has, which I'll show you, called Coherence. And VirtualBox by Oracle has a similar setting called Seamless Mode. So let's go ahead and enter Coherence Mode. And so this eliminates the Windows window within your Mac, and it really makes the Windows versus Mac operating system a seamless thing. And this is the great benefit that a product like Parallels or VirtualBox brings to users. So in this case, maybe my Excel spreadsheet is on the Mac operating system side of things. So I can just go ahead and click that to open it. And as you can see here from the user interface, I'm really in the Mac version of Excel. So when I click this drop down, you'll notice the checkbox next to the different quarters. So I'm going to go ahead and select Q4. And I'm going to go ahead and save this file. And so I can work the way I'm used to working on my Mac in my Mac spreadsheets, and save my changes and close the spreadsheet when I'm done. And what I can do here is, if I right click on this PowerPoint presentation, I can open it using the default, which is the Mac version of PowerPoint. Or I can go ahead and select the Windows version of PowerPoint that has Engage. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And here it lets you decide whether or not you want to make this your default application. So you can go ahead and do that. I'll just close this for now. But again, this is the PowerPoint version that works on Windows, running in a seamless fashion on a Mac. And so in this example, I can click on the Engage tab, and I'll go ahead and click Automate, Microsoft Excel, and it's the same source file in the same location. So I'm just going to go ahead and reload those values. And so now everything is going to update to Q4. And as you can see here, it's pulling in a seamless fashion from your Excel spreadsheet, regardless of whether you've updated it on the Mac side of things. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to save my changes. And what I want to show you as well is whatever you create in PowerPoint using Engage, you can see and update using the Microsoft PowerPoint for Mac. So let's go ahead and show you what this looks like. So now I'm in PowerPoint for Mac, and as you can see here, I've got Q4 results. But this is just a text box. So if I want to make changes, I can go ahead and do this. I can update these text boxes as well to whatever value I want. And of course, to update the infographics, this is something I would need Engage to do. So in this case, there's not the Engage tab here because this only works on the Windows version of PowerPoint. So I can go ahead and save these changes. And I'll go ahead and close this window. So this is how you can run Engage on a Mac. Thanks for listening.